and welcome to a couple of instigators.
Yay! Hello, friends.
Hello, friend. So, today is, what is it, the 2nd? May 2nd today? Thursday.
Yeah.
Thursday.
May
So
2nd.
they'll be listening to this on Sunday. So we're pretty close. Normally we record on a Tuesday, so we have a couple more days of news.
Yeah, we got a couple extra.
Couple extra things that have happened. So I'll start out with something that I have a WAAT.
Already? Right off the bat.
Right off the bat, we're going to do my WAAT. WAAT is...
Who did... All right, you tell me.
Wait, first, real quick, I want to tell you that I want to make like a little jingle for the WAAT, so I need you to pick a little song. So we'll play it, when we're ready.
We'll
yeah.
Just go, what?
Yeah, your WAAT, right.
What?
So, to fill everybody in, that's a wild accusation, assumption, and theory.
Yeah, usually performed by a baby boomer type person.
Right.
But it can be somebody younger as well.
Mm-hmm. Right. Okay, so my WAAT. So me and Danielle went out to dinner last week one night, and I really should remember as the story goes on, and maybe I will remember where I was. But she had ordered a steak.
Mm-hmm.
And she gets her steak medium. And, what a pain in the butt that is, though. I mean, it's like, is it ever cooked properly? It's too raw. It's too well. Oh, my gosh. But anyway, I just get mine medium well. And I'm pretty much... fine.
Yeah.
So she gets the steak. Oh, I know. We were in the city. Oh, I probably shouldn't say the place. We were on Park Ave.
Just because it's local. If it was a chain, we would do it.
Right. But, yeah. No. We were on Park Ave. So it was that one nice day we had last week. We went and we ate outside. Right. So
isn't that sad? We have to be like, remember that one last?
Remember? Yeah. Right. I just realized that.
Remember that one nice date we had a while ago?
I know, it's kind of true, right?
It's sad, it's depressing. But yeah, so you were out at the one nice day.
The one nice day, so she did, right? So the steak was not, it was on the well done side. So the waitress even walked by, and Danielle never complains, okay? I mean...
No, she's a champ.
Oh my God.
She puts up with you for how long? Oh my God, that poor girl, she's got so much to complain about.
Poor thing. I'm telling you, they could put a piece of poop on a plate and hand it to her.
Beef jerky, here's your steak. Here's a piece of leather from the couch in the back. Here's your steak.
Yeah. So she was like, she's real quiet, right? Oh, it's kind of well done. She doesn't say it real loud. She's, So the waitress walked by and must have looked at it, and she's like, oh, that's not medium. And Dan's like, whatever. So she was like, oh dear, that was that. About 5 minutes later, clearly the manager of the place comes up. And he's like, oh, I see.
It's been escalated.
It's escalated, and she hasn't said a peep about it, okay? She's paranoid. And she would,
we're not going to be able to come back here. It's too embarrassing now.
Right. Yeah. We've complained. It's over for us. So the manager now, he comes over and he's like, oh, the dessert's on us. You were supposed to get a medium and your steak as well. Now she's like, oh, it's okay. Now she's looking at me like, this is like crazy. So right before we're ready to go, she was like, oh, I'll wrap this up for the dog. She always takes like whatever's left of the steak for the dog. She goes, I just need a little container for this. So she claims that the waitress did not take our leftovers, okay, and wrap them. She claims she thinks it was the chef who came out from the kitchen and the waitress was coming to grab the plate. And the chef ran over and's like, I'll wrap it. Okay, so
now
her
out of spite, like she complained about the steak. Oh my god!
Now she's so
the
paranoid.
Chef hates her now. Now the chef hates Danielle.
Listen,
everyone around you thinks you're trying to get free food. Probably
she's wadding it up at this point. Now she's wadding it up. Okay, the wild accusations and assumptions and theories are coming. So now she's like, they must have went in the kitchen and yelled at him because my steak wasn't medium. So, and he didn't believe him. And he's really mad too. So he came out and grabbed my steak to wrap it because he wanted to make sure that that it wasn't medium, because he probably thought he did it right. And now he came and took it. And I'm pretty sure he brought that steak into the kitchen to wrap it. And then he did something to that steak to get back at me for complaining.
So now she doesn't. Now Max doesn't get any steak because she's convinced it's poisoned and spit on and jerked off on and everything else. So now
you
can't give the jizz steak to the dog.
No. Now we're driving home and she's like, I go. So what you're saying is Max can't have that steak. Is that what you're saying? She's like, you didn't think it was weird. I'm like, I didn't really notice until I did notice the manager came up, but I'm like, I didn't notice that some man. I go, how do you know he was the chef? He had on an outfit that was dirty. It wasn't an outfit that you would wait on tables. He was the cook. I'm telling you, he was the cook. And he took our food in the back and he did something. I didn't bring any leftovers home. It was just that one little piece of steak. And she's
good.
like, and he did something to that steak. So I'm like, well, Max isn't getting anything.
Yeah, he can't have the jizz steak for sure. Poop steak.
Yeah, so I was like, you just did a lot.
That is a huge WAAT. She's getting to that age now where it's going to become a more of a frequent situation.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't expect Dan to come up with a WAAT, but she sure did, didn't she?
Mm-hmm.
But the thing is though, is it's within the realm of possibility. Now my question is, are you ever going back to this place now?
Yeah, of course we are. I mean, it's like one of the best places. Everybody.
It's a good place.
It's a good place. We've been going there forever. Yeah, of course. I mean, I'm sure we're going to go back.
Maybe she should order the steak. What I usually do when I go out, Cindy, is I order it one below what I want. So I would do medium rare in that case, and then it usually comes out medium. Just because they have different food safety standards. You know how it is.
And also, Amy, I have to say that this is not a place you order a frickin' steak.
It's not a steak place.
It's not a fancy place like that. It's more of a diner place.
Yeah, I gotcha.
So
I gotcha. Yeah, I gotcha.
I mean, she ordered.
I know
the
where
steak,
we're going. I know where we're at now. Now I got the GPS. Now I got the GPS. I got the GPS there. But hey, that's true. But that happened to me at Applebee's one time, and all my friends made fun of me.
Because you got steak at Applebee's.
Yeah, and I had to send it back because it was really, really overdone. And I never complain either. But I'm like, I'm sending this one back.
Right.
I'm gonna be that person today. I'm gonna send the steak back. And my friends never let me hear the end of it. I'm like, whatever.
Yeah.
But I made my own steaks finally. It's spring and the deck's open. I made my own steaks on my grill this past week, and it was like heaven, Cindy. I haven't had a steak since like last fall, I don't think.
Yeah. I
don't really order steaks when I go out because I know I can make them.
Exactly.
Because I know I can make them the way I want it at home. Like nothing. Yeah. I'm sorry, my steaks are the best. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I don't order steak when I go out to eat either. I mean, unless I feel like
it's going to be a botch job. I try to order stuff that I can't make.
I'm really not a big steak eater. I like burgers and stuff. But Danielle will eat it every single night.
They were good. I'm thinking about maybe Mom for Mother's Day. I'll make some steaks and lobster tails or something.
Yeah, look at you.
That would be good. Yeah.
Look at you.
Look at me.
Yeah. So
look at me.
How's the weather been there?
Today is nice out for the first time since the last time it was nice out.
Yeah.
Remember that time when it was nice out? Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
All right. So I did. I had to cut my grass. Ugh.
Yeah.
I'm not happy about that happening, but I couldn't let it go.
We hardly
anymore.
have any grass, but we don't have a lawnmower, so I got to get somebody over here, I guess.
Yeah, I have someone that does my grass, and I do it. So if I can't get to it, I'll call this guy. He'll come do it. But yeah. I was like, I can't believe I have to cut my grass already. It's only like $15 for someone to come do my grass. Yeah. So yep. So I did. I had to cut my grass for the first time of the summer. Spring, and I got the hot tub cleaned up. I emptied it, scrubbed it all out. Yep, refilled it. So the hot tub is up.
Was it a mess because you hadn't gone out there?
No, it wasn't that bad. I'm so stupid. I left that thing on all winter, and I never used it once. It was like a huge waste of electric.
Well,
I'm just emptying it next winter because I'm not going to go in there.
Yeah, but don't you have to winterize it and all that?
No, you just let the water out. It's nothing. It's not like a pool.
All right. That's cool.
That. So have you been? What's been going on with you? Have you been driving?
Yeah, I've been driving. It's getting interesting because we're towards the end of the school year here, so the kids want to go out quite. I'll be out there today. I'll be out there all weekend. So yeah, a lot of fights because I think in the spring a lot of kids want to fight.
Really?
I think they're you know what? I equivalent to like Mother Nature. Like in the spring, like everyone's competing. Like the deer and like the wildlife, they're all competing.
Yeah,
like, mate.
Oh, yeah.
I think like internal like guys, they want to fight in the spring. Every weekend, every day on every weekend, there's been a pretty big bar fight downtown, different places around there. So I just chalk it up to testosterone.
Spring fever.
Yeah. People they've been all locked up.
Well, I'll tell you,
in these places, they get out in the streets. They're like, hey, and.
Yeah.
It's always at the end of the night too. Like they're inside the bars and they're egging each other on like the whole night. Like, hey, douche, or like whatever, and like, shut up, a-hole.
Yeah.
Then they get outside. This is where it always happens, Cindy, at the pizza place.
At the pizza place at 2:30 in the morning.
There's two different pizza places, and then there's another place. Yeah, they see each other like in the light, like outside the club, and it gets real, you know what I mean? It gets real, and then they start throwing down right in the street. And there's tons of cops around, so it's really stupid. It's not like, it's not like nobody's watching. There's hundreds of witnesses, and so I've picked up some of the kids that were in the fights recently. Yeah. The one guy's like, man, I really hurt my hand. Like he was so tough a minute ago, and he's like, go on and carry on about his hand. Well, maybe you shouldn't have punched somebody in the face downtown. And then ran away like a punk, His friend got arrested, so maybe you should have gone with him.
Another thing was that, you had me thinking about that. My brother's going to be opening up a restaurant here right in the city, and it's going to be like a burger, garbagey platey type of a place, burgers, and it's going to be right in the middle of all the action on East and Alexander.
Oh man, he's in for it. Yeah. He's got to hire a bouncer, man.
Yeah, right?
No, for real.
I know. So I was telling him, I'm like, man, I know at 4 a.m. it's going to be a little rough, but I'll tell you, you know what? You just said it. There's cops everywhere, but
yeah. Hey, at least last call's at 2 there. Last call's at 2, so that's not too bad. Here it's at 3, so things get really out of hand.
Yeah. So I told him, I was like, he'll have to feel things out. But he even said, he's like, I might have to hire security because, they get drunk. They're all in there, 2:33. Oh, no. They're eating.
That's where all the fights happen.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have to have a bouncer just like any other place.
Yeah,
at least towards the end of the night, if he could have someone come on at from midnight to 2 to midnight to 3 and be all right, probably.